$100 increase your winnings by $1,000 with Pick 3 and $10,000 with Pick 4 when you play the Mega Ball.
You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? You ready to win a little extra? Then get on the ball.
Play Pick 3 and Pick 4 with Mega Ball at Caribbean Lottery agents island-wide. Must be 21 and over to play.
Good morning. It's just about 9 minutes after the hour of 8 here on winnfm. We're on your FM dial at 98.9. We're being simulcast on TVC Channel 40, Facebook, as well as YouTube. Our numbers, if you wish to join in on the conversation or you have something pressing to bring to the fore, our local number is 466-0989. In the U.S., two numbers as usual, 1-305-921-4619 or 1-718-285-6984 or 0333-440065 in the UK. Once again, a pleasant good morning to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis and the regional diaspora. Good morning to Dave Livingstone over there in Montserrat. It's been a while over here. Miss Henry, Mr. McMahon, where are you? I haven't heard from you on Island Tea for the past week. I hope all is well. I hope you're not under the weather. To all our regular listeners in and around the Federation, good morning. Over there in Anguilla, good morning, Tyrone. Thank you for always tuning in. Quint, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
A little hot, but hanging in.
Hot.
Like hot. Like, I don't
like
understand.
Like the Calypso song?
Yeah, how you feeling? Yeah, really hot.
Okay.
With sweat and all.
Well, Mr. McMahon, he's not under the weather.
He's
taken up, he told me before that he would be taking a bit of a sabbatical.
Okay.
Like you took recently, enjoying the weather and the girls, the ladies. So he's in good stead. We should hear from him soon.
Okay. So, should we jump right into it? How much of the press conference did you hear, the monthly press conference with the Premier
With Mark
Nevis?
Brantley?
Yeah.
I think I heard most of it, but it didn't say anything much to me. Did it say something to you?
Well, I know now that no deal has been made. I know that the land that is proposed to be developed belongs to 10 individuals. I know now that there's no figure, there's no figure as was being bandied about in terms of us, if we decide to, I'm going to use the local terms,
Who says
run
there's
them
no
off
figure?
the place.
Who says there's no figure?
The
He
Premier?
did say there's a 75 million figure.
On their end.
Yeah, but why did he leave out the other side?
That's what I'm saying, on our end.
Yes.
And then he says, if that's the case, then there could be a land for debt swap, and that way the government will own the lands over there. So the government does not own any lands over there. It's 10
I knew the government
individuals.
didn't own any lands over there.
Okay.
Back to this part about now, who did he say the 75 million would be? If they reneged on us, it would be 75 million.
And it could be more because he said there are different phases to the projects that has consequences.
Yes, but here's the interesting thing. We want to know, if we renege, what would be the amount, because that's where the big discrepancy is, the exorbitant amount. Why did he not say, as far as we're concerned, XYZ, or that is not? But here's another interesting thing. He says part of the agreement is that we do not repeal this act. You understand what that means? It means that once this act, this act has been passed and gazetted or whatever, if this thing in terms of what is supposed to happen on Nevis comes true,
comes to fruition,
then it means we cannot renege from it.
no, because we are liable to, as far as I'm concerned, lose more, because as he said, there are different phases and there are different penalty. So let's say these people put in over $1 billion already, and then we say, take your things and go. We might have to pay them that, and the penalty.
But you're assuming. I'm saying he should not have left that without us knowing. It is interesting that he did say that we were
No,
not.
I was just giving an example. I'm not assuming. I was just
Okay.
giving an example. I don't know.
Okay,
He
well,
didn't say it, so I can't say it. I'm
Yes.
just saying because of how he said the project is in phases, and at certain phase, if you don't do this, then you're liable for that.
yeah, as
et cetera,
usual,
et cetera.
as usual, he's very vague. Okay, he's very vague as the usual Mark Brantley. But what I'm saying, the interesting thing is, if we cannot repeal the act, I mean, how are you going to say we can't repeal it if we don't like something about it, or another government comes in and they decide they don't like it and they want to repeal it? What are the consequences? That's what I'm saying. If they stipulate that the only thing is that we cannot repeal it, what will be the consequences? Why was that left exempted? Okay, yeah. So that's very interesting there.
Yeah, so nothing is on ink. There are consultations happening.
And here's another thing. If nothing is happening, why are they so adamantly pushing ahead? Like, why is it that the government all of a sudden is selling something for investors? Our governments are supposed to be representative of us. Mark Brantley is supposed to be saying to us, well, this is what I propose from your behalf. But he's only giving us their side. They want this. They want that. You listen to the guy who said he told them he would only want to Lego part of his land, and they said no.
And you heard the other guy that was saying they might be living outside in the slums while the people live inside free, and rich people live inside basically for free.
And then you hear his ministers trying to say, well, if we don't have lights in this area and we don't have water in this area, and that doesn't mean that we are whatever the word is that the guy used. But it means that. It means in a modern time and a modern era where electricity and water are vital necessities, and you don't have them, what are you going to say? You're first world?
But with the development, these people are supposed to come with their own electricity, their own water, etc., etc., so they won't be dependent on our system, because he even mentioned the Four Seasons Enclave, where they're dependent on the Nevis water system, so sometimes it's a strain.
I was speaking to the point where the guy was saying one set of people are going to be living on the high end internally, and the other set is going to be on the low end, and the minister was defending that this is not true, and then he went on to say, if we don't have water and if we don't have lights, but minister, those are vital necessities you're supposed to bring. You understand?
Yeah, I think.
Let me see if I can go to the phone lines. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Caller, good morning. You're live on Island T.
Yes, good morning, Cortencia. Good morning, Brother Quint.
Good morning.
And good morning to all the listeners, wherever you are. This is the voice of Winston. Welcome. I am trying to be humble, and I will remain humble, because just like you confirmed in respect to the SSV plan, nothing has been inked, and the emotions that we all already gathered, sustained. I had stated before, one should be humble. Like I said, there is no ink. But on the other end, why does the Premier and all who are involved play with the people's emotion, raising their blood pressure, speculation here, speculation there. Okay, forcing this or selling this um situation down the citizens' throat. No transparency in the respect that this is what should have been done from the start. So they're working backward. The cart is before the mule. But all the people has to say at the end of the day, we need it or we don't need it. The government is the people. The government came from the people, and they cannot go contrary to the people unless it's just.
Caller, if we listen to
Yes.
Mr. Mark Grantley, and Mark Grantley, by all that he's saying, well, we're still negotiating. That is the assumption we can come to. Well, if you're still negotiating, why is it that you have a town hall meeting and you're asking the people, do you want this or don't you want this, when we don't know the facts about it?
And that is foolish. It's trying to sell this thing because this zone, this investment is beyond the people. It is a self-aggrandized, self-rich commission, profitable to them. The people of Nevis, they don't need it. I know deep down, my people don't need this because it's too much of speculation. Things are not clear. Okay? And if it's not clear, why is he trying to sell it? Okay? Leave it alone, Mark, and all those who are supporting. Those lands are our sacred from our forefathers. We don't need that. We don't need provocation into this situation. It is problematic. There are other investors out there, This is not. There are other things could be done with that zone. But it's all up to the owners. Stop selling that and stop being proactive. Okay? Divisions don't need it. We don't need it. So leave it alone, sir. With due respect, man. It's too much problem. I will leave it there. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, it's rather interesting. The more Mark Brantley speaks, the more I scratch my head and I ask, okay, so, first, there wasn't any investor for a while, because we heard even our Attorney General was alluding to the rumors, and then eventually even our own Attorney General said, well, it's not rumors anymore because Mark Brantley says there is an investor, right? Then we see this thing about destiny and so on and so forth. We hear that they're still negotiating. If you're still negotiating, why is it, Mark, that you're saying that there is a clause, or there seems to be a clause that says we cannot repeal? Everything is backward. If you're still negotiating, there should be no clauses that state what can and cannot be.
When you say we cannot repeal, like we basically cannot go back on the deal?
That is what they're saying. That is what it implies.
But I don't think they would want to go back on the deal because they know the repercussions.
But that is what I am saying. How can there be repercussions when you're still negotiating if we listen to Mark? Cortensia, if me and you are negotiating for you to sell me a property that you have, how can I go out and say and state things as if though they were factual when we're still negotiating? You know what negotiating means? Negotiating means you're trying to come to an agreement. You're trying to come to terms. So you want to tell me that before you come to an agreement or you finish negotiations, you've already started signing off on things? It doesn't make any sense.
As he said, he didn't sign anything. But because we're negotiating, we both have contracts, right? Let's
No,
just
you don't have a contract while you're negotiating.
Okay, we don't have signed contracts,
Yes.
but we're hoping to have these
Yes,
contracts signed. So
yes.
I have this in mind, and you have that in mind.
You
So I'm just telling you what I have, and then at the end of it, that's where we'll decide if I'll sign or if I don't sign. So maybe these are things that are in the contracts that are not signed, that
Hortensia, I hear you, but I'm saying if they're in a perceived contract that is not signed, why are you coming and telling us certain things when you have not signed off, you have not made an agreement? Because as the caller before says, you're just going to be raising our blood pressure. Because why are you telling us, well, part of the deal is that you won't be able to repeal when you haven't made a deal yet?
But as he likes to use the word pellucid, isn't he being pellucid? Isn't he telling you what?
Pellucid means clear.
Yes, I
but
know.
it is not clear if you've not finished the contract. When you've finished the contract, then it is concise, it is precise, and you're hello caller, you're clear.
But he's telling us what's in there, Quint. That's what I'm
Yes,
trying
hello?
to say. Hi,
Hello.
good morning.
But he cannot tell us what is in something that has not been agreed to yet. Well, he can say this is what he should say. Up to this point of the talks, they have suggested. He's not saying that. Don't use the word this is what they suggest, but you're saying part of the agreement is that you cannot repeat. Go ahead, caller.
Morning, Bert.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning. Yeah, good morning. Good morning to the listeners. Yeah, Quint, I'm right down on your side this morning. The thing is, right, from the premier, he's that in order for the project to go forward.
Hold a minute, Burl. Hold a minute. Hello, caller. Just
Good
want
morning. Good morning.
Okay. You can make your statement because you're
I can
usually
go before
brief.
Burl, because
Yes.
I'm not long like Burl.
No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait because I want to say what I want to say.
Yeah.
No, this whole thing to me don't make any sense at all. Because if there is no ink, like you said, Quint, there is no ink. But so then why would you even quote a statement that you cannot repeal? You cannot back out of a deal.
Yeah.
If
Why?
there is no ink.
But isn't he telling you what's in there? I'm not on anybody's side.
No, but why would you even agree to something like that? Why would you
But do
even?
you
I would
think-
not take that out of it.
But, okay, and I get that. But he's just bringing it to let us know what is what so that we can be a voice to say that don't make sense.
But it don't make. Look me. And another thing is, why did you telling me what death penalty is, right? Because he said people quoting figures and it's not so. So why is it that he can't tell us what is our penalty if this deal fell through?
Yeah.
Fell out.
Why?
Why is that?
Because
not
they're
stated?
phases.
Oh, because
This is my
you
fault.
hear,
That don't
you
make
hear,
no
you hear,
sense. I'm not saying
No.
Don't take me seriously. That's what he said. I'm just repeating what the premier
That
Okay,
do not
well-
make any sense.
So if there's phases, right? Why is it that he's telling us the phase that they want in terms of not being able to repeal when
Yeah,
you
but-
haven't signed off on it? So why is he picking out certain things and leaving out other things?
All of us smart, sir. That's all I'm going to say.
Look me. This thing, I don't. Can you trust exactly what is coming out their mouth? Because to me, honestly, it sounds leery and it don't sound 200% trustworthy. I cannot take him exactly at his word, because it's not like he's cutting corners and going around here feeding you a little here and a little there. Because remember, they went in Parliament, they passed this law, they passed this bill. They didn't consult the public, but they went and they passed it. They make sure it passed. So that end is there. Throw it on us. But it don't make no sense to me. Tell
But
the
what do
people
you
the truth.
what do you think about them saying they'll have to go to Parliament to ensure that the amount of citizens that are going to be in that enclave is not going to be able to vote?
That is another bit of nonsense.
You believe that? You
Because-
believe that content? Because
No,
if
wait,
once
wait,
you're
that's
a
why I asked.
citizen, but that don't make no sense.
Exactly,
if you're
because you have a
citizen,
passport.
You have that right.
Exactly. You have a passport. You cannot tell people they cannot vote.
It don't make no sense. That's a
Yeah.
lie from the pit of hell. They're lying to the people.
Yeah, that threw me. I'm like, what? No.
When he made
I'm
that
supposed to have
statement,
all rights.
when he made that statement, someone said, "So you're going to go and change the constitution, Argo?" And he said, "Did I say that? So how are you going to do it then?"
And listen to how much people are bringing in. 10,000. Well, what I heard is 10,000 people, okay?
Plus-
Listen, that there's a little country by itself right there is
Yeah.
going to be Nevis, right? So they're going to practically pour a whole lot of power over the national people, the people of the real people of the island.
And then if the other tens of thousands, as you mentioned, that has passport come in, then we have real problems because they're going to outnumber us.
Lord Jesus, help us. Help us. These leaders we have, look, listen. Oh, so I'm going to let Burl speak. Burl, take it over. Have a good day, guys.
Thank you for
Yeah,
your
same to you.
contribution.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for that input there. Yeah, Quinn.
Yes.
You remember when you started the discussion about how poor our politicians are when it comes to negotiations,
Yes.
and be ready prior to you even getting into politics.
Yes.
The ones them that's outside trying to topple the incumbent government and who's trying to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out how their negotiation skills are right now. This is one of the biggest examples of that shortfall of our negotiators.
Yeah.
Here we have Brantley. I'm going to quote one of our fellow citizens, Banky on the Nevis end. He says, "Put this stuff in a way a 5-year-old can understand it." When he gives a close figure, a definite amount from the developer side, if they default, why can't we get that definitive amount on the government side so we can hear and understand clearly, pellucid, like you said, that if the government reneges, it is going to be 100 million. Why is he, as a negotiator for these people, leaving that amount open-ended? So definitely, when you slide wine around that question, and he took the boat over to Bastille and back to Nevis, when he's explaining, that was not really that good. He's losing people. But as far as I can tell, his explanation is in favor of the developers.
Yeah, definitely.
To what point there would be when any of the government, whichever government it is, defaulted, the developer seems like they're going to get back all of their invested money, maybe times 2. Well, I was on a live with Alan Powell, and he is popular and famous and experienced in examining these figures. He has said that right now, from the outset, any failure or default from the government side, the investors will get back twice of their money they spent already. The basis of that is going to come from how much money they spent for the land. It's going to start there. The same land that Brantley is saying the government will take back, that amount of money what they spend for that amount of land.
But even
is
that,
already-
but even
the
that,
the developers will get times 2 what they spent for the land.
but
In terms
Burl,
of the square footage of the acreage they got so far.
Burl, there's another point in that people are missing. Again, Mark Brantley seems to forget that he's a representative of the Nevis people. Mark Brantley said.
That's where my explanation is going.
But hear what I'm
He
saying.
is
I am
hearing
saying.
more on the developer's side.
But here's what I'm saying. I am saying Mark Brantley said that if the developers renege, they will pay us. I think it was in approximately around $70-something million, right?
Yes.
He said that if they started to invest, it will be in stages. But here's an interesting part of the statement that he made. He said that if they bought land, someone asked him a question and he says, you don't expect that 10 years, 20 years down the line, the land is going to be the same. The land is going to have appreciated in value. But here's what he says in terms of the amount that they would have to pay if they renege. That's 75 million. He says that whenever they reneged, whether it be 5 years later, 10 years later, that they will have to pay $75 million or the equivalent in land. So you want to tell me that during that period, it has not also appreciated so that the value is up? For instance, if the land costs 75 million when they started investment, 10 years down the line, you're going to tell me it's still 75 million? So their price remains consistent over
That's
time, but our
But
price,
yes, it's sliding, has a sliding scale
I mean,
in terms
come
of
on.
value.
Yeah. So it's
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
that
that's
Mark,
exactly
it's a lot that Mark says that leaves a lot of questions.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But what we got to pay attention to is on the Nevis side, right? We have seen this over and over and over, and it's getting worse with the negotiations. There's areas in Nevis that foreign entities have come in just like this, and they promise to bring X amount of hundreds of millions of dollars project. They grab the land. Somebody underground facilitated them getting the land. The money goes into those people's pockets.
Yeah. Hold a minute,
And
Burl. Hold a minute. There's another. Do you want to wrap up your point?
Yeah.
Okay, go
no,
ahead.
I'll wait
Can I
for the
interject?
come on.
Right here.
Let him go.
No. Let Burl wrap up. Burl wrap up.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we have a lot of foreign entities have these large acreage of land in Nevis, right? And we are seeing this happening right before our eyes again. It's like selling us a dream. You know, the SSG law was not necessary for development. They're just trying to cover themselves and make it look like they're doing something in their last hour of desperation.
Yeah.
If the premier is so confident that he has won 16 out of 17 elections, will continue down that vein. If you feel like you're so confident to win the next election, don't come at the people now at this last hour when all of those projects in Nevis are sitting there like stalled. You know what I'm saying? Don't come with this desperation like you want to try to secure the next victory. Let the people have their way. Let the people's voices be heard. Let this take the democratic process instead of forcing this project on the people's throats. This is not a project what the people don't need. It's a project what they say they don't want in that town hall meeting Monday night. And the voices of the people must be respected if there's democracy at work. Like he says, democracy at work, so we'll let the democratic process take its place and takes its way. Thanks, I'll leave it there.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you for your contribution.
You may go ahead, but be brief because I want to take a commercial break after this. Yeah.
Thank you for allowing me again. First of all, negotiation is a very serious thing. Each party or parties should have their proposal, their plan. So when they're making their statement, there must be sound. I'm not saying there would not be open grounds for amendment to tweak, but at the end of the day, there should be a meeting of the minds. There are no meeting of the minds, and if there are no meeting of the minds and there are no ink, why we going through this? Now we have a proactive salesman foolishly, dictatively forcing down a deal down the people. Doesn't the leaders represent the people? The people should have been at force to be notified and moving forward. We have a bad negotiator, think he knows everything, but there are obstacles that is yet to come. And he got to look back, Mr. Brantley and all the others, that you went wrong. And you cannot be wrong and strong. You are weak right now, but you're trying to force a weakness down the throat of the citizens. And you got to renege and hold the deal. What penalty Nevis will be under? They are not under any penalty because there are no ink, there are no contract, and there are no meeting of the minds. I negotiate with people for simple, small things, but negotiation is negotiation. Once we have a meeting of the mind, then we close the deal. There are no closing of the deal. There are potential, but it cannot be because nothing has been. No mind has been meted yet. So don't try to force it down the people.
Okay, you're being redundant now. So could you wrap
Yes.
up?
All right.
Okay.
I will close it there. I know there will be other time
Yes.
to be continued until
Okay.
further notice. Thank you
Okay.
for allowing me, Brother Quinn. I
Okay.
love all of you.
No problem. Let's take a bit of a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Here are your Horseless Value Mart IGA specials running October 16th through the 29th. Now our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Blue Ribbon Ice Cream, just $32.99. Morning Star Meatless Entrees, $20.99. Planet Oat Milk, $11.99. Chobani Greek Yogurt, just $5.69. Banquet Chicken Tenders and Nuggets, $24.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts, $12.99. And now our very low weekly value deals. Essential Everyday Pastas are just $4.99. Imperial Margarine, $8.99. All Orchard Apple Juice Cocktails and 100% Apple Juices, $9.99. VO5 Shampoo and Conditioner, $5.99. Gain Dish Detergent, $8.49. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, just $8.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Marts.
'Tis the season for dreams to come true. There's Santa for the kids and CIBC Caribbean for you. Whether it's a house, land, vehicle, or upgrading your home, CIBC Caribbean can support your dreams with the financing you need. Enjoy incredible cashback deals with mortgages and land loans. Plus, your approved loan gives you a chance to win up to US $5,000. Apply now at www.cibccaribbean.com/sweeten the season. Terms and conditions apply.
We are back on Island Tea, and as we continue along, we also noticed that the Premier mentioned Four Seasons, the Four Season development, the Marriott development, and the Park Hyatt development, that much of those developments we didn't know anything about them. And
Yeah, but they are completely different kind of deals. Okay?
Okay.
It's where you put down an establishment. That establishment is whether a hotel or business or otherwise, and you know it's going to employ people and so on and so forth. We're still vague as to what will be taking place in this area, but what we do know is that in this area you're thinking about selling land. Hello, caller, go ahead. You need to turn down your radio.
Don't have a radio on.
Well, I was hearing this.
You hearing the feedback?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, good morning.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fine. Wasn't planning to call in until next week.
I called you out?
But well, no, actually it was Quint.
Okay.
Quint wanted to ruin my reputation.
Oh boy, oh boy.
And I'm surprised.
How am I trying to do so, my friend? I thought I was bigging you up with basking with the ladies in the sunshine. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I mean, that's ruined my reputation, right? And Cotton just sat there and let you do that.
Obviously, he knew something I didn't know, so I just.
But you knew something that he didn't know either, because we spoke at the airport.
Oh,
right.
Oh, I
So
forgot
you
that
knew
part.
that I was traveling.
Oh,
I forgot that part.
She had
Oh,
a
shucks.
convenience lapse of
Yeah.
memory. Okay.
But you see, I didn't see you
Exactly.
leave, so I didn't know. So then I would have known that you're on a break too.
Yeah.
She's becoming a
he
very
was
good
busy.
diplomat.
It turned out to be a huge adventure when you miss a flight, huh?
Oh,
You end up in some strange places like Panama, but it was all good.
Oh, nice.
You know, I hadn't planned that part of it, but it turned out to be pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, my devices didn't like the traveling and crashed on me.
Okay.
I didn't get them back up until the vacation was almost over.
Okay.
But anyhow, I did hear quite a bit of what's been happening in the meantime.
Yes.
And, you know, it was very revealing, I found. Okay? You know, Premier Brantley is very slippery, you know. I hate to put it that way, but he is. Okay? And from all appearances, he's going to drag the Prime Minister down with him in the same slippery slope. What amazes me is that we're in this strange limbo where we're negotiating, but we're cutting deals.
That is what puzzles me.
Because, you see, they keep saying, as one of the guardrails, whatever deal is cut has to be ratified by both the NIA and the federal parliament.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, how do you get to the point of talking about redress if agreements are broken?
That's it.
If you don't have... Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense.
No sense whatsoever.
Right? It either means that you're lying to us and that actually things are much further, the deal has already been struck, or you're essentially negotiating in bad faith. Because if you sign something, if you cut a deal that says, well, I have to pay you such and such if the deal does not go through, well, what's the point of ratifying, going to Parliament to ratify it?
Let me ask you this, because you're au fait on certain levels. When one goes into negotiating for any given kind of a contract, are there parts of the contract where you say, well, let's say the contract has 5 stages. At the bottom of the contract, it has a lines for you to sign off, for various individuals to sign off on. Have you ever seen a contract where before you reach the final negotiation that incorporates everything, you take number 2 in the contract and you somehow seem to sign off on it, and then you come and argue to the people as if though it is part of an agreement? Have you ever seen that?
That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense, and that has been the problem from the beginning with how this project rolled out. Okay, there was too much secrecy and subterfuge, and wheeling and dealing before anything happens, and so we end up with this mess. God, that's what it is. Okay, and not only that, the fact is, it seems that a number of the previous landowners, I don't know if I should call them previous, but they have essentially just signed on to essentially an escrow agreement. It isn't that they've been fully paid for their land. They've been part paid, and if the deal doesn't go through, then I suppose they get back their land.
Well,
In the meantime, it's tied up.
Let's hope that is the case. That is a very interesting statement you made. I'm going to be on Voices this afternoon, and I have some clips I'm going to play from a prior, what do they call these things when people get together, what they're having, town hall meeting, where an individual, a particular individual says, and listen to this, Mr. McMahon, that these developers come to him and say not only they want to pay him a price that he asks them if they're crazy, number one, then he go on to say that what you just said, that they want to pay him in installments over a period of years. I mean, what kind of nonsense? Here's the government on one side coming to us and saying there are these developers, they want to do X, Y, and Z. We're hearing this thing about this new thing, Destiny, and we're hearing all of the monies they're going to input, but yet still, presently, you can't sign off and pay people for the lands that you want? Something doesn't sound strange in there?
What's obvious to me there is that the investors, they may be rich, they may be billionaires and so on, but they are also protective of their money, right? They're not just going to give it out just like that. And so they probably want hard and fast guarantees before any, that's the only reason I could think of why you go through the escrow arrangement.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. Right? But there were a number of things that, when I listened to the town hall meeting, that came up. One, and this is an aside, when we were talking about water, the difficulties we had with water here, the minister was adamant that storage is not the problem, okay? Yet, in this, what I discovered at this town hall meeting is that they are planning to dam the guts to take care of whatever water needs there might be.
Yes.
Okay? And when you look at the development, you see a lot of water around. You do see a lot of water around in what was planned. Okay? And it makes you wonder, well, why isn't that possible to solve our water situation?
That's a good question.
Yeah. And the next thing that I drew from the town hall meeting, this thing is almost like a done deal, you know.
That is what we're
they
thinking.
They are going full speed ahead with this, as if there's no turning back. And I don't know. I would have thought that.
But let me before you continue, let me ask you this: does that make sense when you continuously tell us that you're still negotiating?
Well,
in one end, you're saying we're still negotiating, but from the perspective of us listening to you, meaning them, we get the impression that you got that, hey, they're just adamant and they're going to be pushing this. So why are you pushing it when you're still negotiating? I would agree with you that maybe something is there that we don't know about.
Well, if anybody who feels that they just started negotiating, got to be kidding.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The mere fact that they set out on a plan to acquire that acreage of land a long time ago meant that somebody or somebodies knew exactly what the plan was. Okay? And so I am saying that I'm pretty sure that there were lots of negotiations behind the scenes, and that they're further ahead in negotiations than we
think.
Actually know.
Yes.
Yeah, and think.
I would agree with you, because I can't, for the life of me, I can't understand how he was able to sell it to the federal parliament. It would then have to be that there are things that we do not know about that he somehow was able to sell to the federal parliament.
Exactly. Of course. Yeah, exactly. Right? And so where we are now, it seems, is that they've acquired so much land that it's a point of no return, right? It's like it's critical mass now. You can't turn back, and that is where this thing about, well, if anybody reneged, whether them or us, there's going to be penalties. That is where you can see that it makes sense. Because you're not going to be going to that stage unless you had achieved some kind of agreement.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that we are not going to know the details until I guess
let me
you get to Parliament.
Let me ask you another question before I take a commercial break. Have you, with all of your experience over the years, heard anything from anyone who is representing this from the local aspect, whether it be federal or the Nevis contingent? Have you heard anything from them that convinces you that this is a good deal? Have you heard anything that explains to the extent where you can walk away with your head up and think this is a good deal?
Well, put it this way. Remember when they had the assembly, the parliament on it?
Yes.
They were all effusive. I mean, everybody was, oh, it's going to be another Dubai and it's going to be a game changer, etc. I guess that is how it was sold to the federal parliament, and they bought into it, right? And nobody stopped to think about the repercussions of something like this. Because you see, and I remember they were saying too, oh, it's going to be like many four seasons on steroids, right? Of course, we want investment, okay? But bringing in another 4 seasons, that's fine. Even another 2, that's fine. But this is much more extensive. This is much more of a game changer than that.
That's it.
And you don't, between 11 people, you don't decide that this is going to be the future of the country. You can't. This is something so far-reaching that it needs the involvement of a lot more people. And they've gone and put the cart before the horse, and apparently they're going to strike this deal and then go to Parliament to ratify it. Well, won't the penalties kick in? Isn't it it's like holding a gun to your head?
Yeah.
Well, what's the point of going to Parliament to ratify this? And if you don't ratify it, you're facing really serious consequences. I don't understand what these guys are thinking when they go and negotiate with these people, you know.
But Mr. McMahon, here's a further statement. Let's say that there are about 10 other people out there who are really interested in investing in St. Kitts and Nevis. What do you think they are going to be thinking when they hear about this investment and how you negotiate and how you represent it? How do you think they are going to view you or our?
That's exactly actually when I had that thing in Nevis, when I was on that panel in Nevis, that was one of the first things I pointed out, that if you are going to have something like this, a special sustainability zone, what are the other investors going to be thinking? Because it's discriminating against them.
Yeah.
Okay. And I asked the same question when the Prime Minister had his town hall on it. Okay. Why, as soon as you put in special there, you're differentiating yourself from other people.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And obviously it's not going to be taken very nicely by other potential investors.
And
okay? And somebody asked at the same town hall meeting in Nevis the same question in a different way, but it's pretty much the same question. Why was it necessary to have an SSZ to handle an investment like this?
Yes.
Why not use? Because you can give concessions.
I'm gonna play that clip when in voices. That's one of the clip I'm gonna play in voices.
Yeah.
And listen to Mark's reply. Every one of the clips that I play, you're gonna hear Mark's reply to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll listen up. I listen up to it because, I mean, I like I said, though, it just seems like a done deal that we really just talking into the ear.
Yeah.
These guys going through with it, and with very few modifications, if any. And I really think that they should have negotiated a better deal for the people of St. Kitts and Nevis than this thing here that they're bringing.
I agree.
All right.
Okay, let's take
Thank
a bit of
you.
a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
We're different. We're 98.9. 98.9. Win FM.
Don't throw those bottles away. Turn them into money today. Vitamalt bottles equal cash in your pocket. It's super easy. Just take those empty Vitamalt bottles to any Cara Brewery distribution truck or any drinks depot in St. Kitts and Nevis. We're keeping our beautiful Twin Island paradise clean. Vitamalt bottles equal cash back. Keep it clean. Keep it green. Vitamalt bottle returns. Your bottles, your cash, your island.
Rams the good food people, always there to serve you. Rams the good food people, locations right near you. Rams the good food people, in-store specials for you. Rams the good food people. Rams. When you need better service, Rams is always here. Better value, better prices. Rams is always here. Rewarding your loyalty. Rams is always here. We are community. We are family. We are family. Rams for you and me. We are community. Rams for you and me.
Here are your Horsford's Value Mart IGA specials, running October 16th through the 29th. Now, our Value Club Blue Tag specials. Blue Ribbon Ice Cream, just $32.99. Morning Star Meatless Entrees, $20.99. Planet Oat Milk, $11.99. Chobani Greek Yogurt, just $5.69. Banquet Chicken Tenders and Nuggets, $24.99. Essential Everyday Dry Roasted Peanuts, $12.99. And now, our very low weekly value deals. Essential Everyday Pastas are just $4.99. Imperial Margarine, $8.99. All Orchard Apple Juice Cocktails and 100% Apple Juices, $9.99. VO5 Shampoo and Conditioner, $5.99. Gain Dish Detergent, $8.49. Arm & Hammer Deodorant, just $8.99. Shop Smart, Shop Value Mart. Sea listo y haga sus compras aquí en Value Mart.
And we are back on Island Tea as we continue our discussion. So, Quint, with the, especially this particular of, because I know a journalist asked, and I like the questions that the journalist asked last night. I didn't get to listen all the way to the end. I'm going to continue that today so that I can have more information. The fact that these people will become economic citizens, because as the Honorable Eric Evelyn had mentioned, that this diversification will also help with the fact that our CBI is under a lot of scrutiny, and that the figures for the CBI that we solely depend on have since declined. So this development would basically be, I don't want to say a fallback, but it will be something that will continuously bring a revenue to the Federation, because he didn't just keep it Nevis, he kept mentioning St. Kitts in varying areas.
We have a caller. Caller,
Go ahead. You're live on Island Tea.
Yeah, good morning. I just wanted to get back in again. Quinn, do you remember when you were saying the federal government should wash its hands of this BS?
Yes. Of this what? I don't quote what I didn't say.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Of this
Of this
SST
deal,
law.
whatever. Yes.
Oh yes, and the Destiny project coming to Nevis.
Yes.
Let me correct myself and align with what you said.
Yes.
That's correct, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I'm going to agree with you then and now when you make that statement. And I'm going to say loud and clear, it's an opportune time right now for that to happen based off of what we saw in the town hall meeting Monday night. And I'm going to call out the Prime Minister again this morning. He was the one that tabled this law and this bill in Parliament. And then afterwards tried to wash his hands of it. That is not right. He has to act as the Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis.
But here's the thing. From the beginning, it seems, and let me use that word, it seems that our Prime Minister, along with our Attorney General, were very, very cautious about aligning themselves with this Nevis thing, because the Prime Minister made statements like, well, I cannot get involved with Nevis affairs. Nevis has their own autonomy. That's what he said. Then the Attorney General, in his interview with me, when I tried to bring up the Nevis faction on a number of occasions, he put it to the side by making statements like, I don't really want to go into the Nevis thing. That is for Mark Brantley. But then it seemed that somewhere along the line, after that interview with the Attorney General, and again I'm going to use the word it seems, people must listen very carefully when I speak, it seems to me that somewhere along the line, the Prime Minister and the AG seemed to feel that there was something favorable, and it seems as if though, again I use the word seems, that they were beginning to align themselves with it. But now I don't know where they stand.
Okay, I'm Chris. I'm happy you said that, and you bring the Prime Minister and the AG in the fold. Quinn, if you don't want to be a part of something, you strike it down right away, immediately. It's like 3 people gonna approach me, right? And they're gonna tell me, boy, let's go rob a bank. And I'm gonna say, boy, my parents tell me don't do them type of things, and I don't want to get involved with that.
But hear this.
I'm gonna be hear this joke. Hear this here.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be the getaway driver. I don't want to rob the bank, but I want to be the getaway. I'll be the getaway driver.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Quinn. Go ahead. Say what you was about to say. Sorry.
Okay, let me see if I can engage this other caller. Hello, caller.
Yes, good morning again. No, I know Burl is on, but I'm not. I don't stay long like Burl. No, Quint, Burl just said something, right? The Cartensia were reading something about, they're saying about how this investment and how it's literally saying it's gonna subsidize what they would not be getting from the sale of passport. But to me, that's not true, because in this thing, right? It's practically, you could say it's a one-time deal for the people of Nevis, and that is the seller who's selling the land going to get their money. But then if these people that are buying, they're the only one that's going to be profiting, because in this thing is exclusive to them.
Yes.
The only person we probably make $1 is somebody who's going to go in and clean and do the manual labor.
No, they say it's not exclusive. They say Nevisians can buy 2 properties if they wish.
Yeah, right.
But that
you believe that, Cortensia?
But that makes
I'm
sense.
just saying what they say, y'all. Don't beat me up.
But hear this, Cortensia. If that statement is true, if that statement is true, Cortensia, why then? And I'm going to play the clip with him during Voices. Why then you have a particular individual who says he owns land in the area, and he said to them, I want to sell half and keep some, right? Or sell some, and keep some. And he said, and you're going to hear him, they said, no, we want all. Don't you think they would have said, okay, Sell us the part that you want to sell us, and the part that you want to keep, you can use that as part of investing in what we're about to do. Why wouldn't they have said that?
Because they said that because they don't want, he can't fit in there. Remember, this is people with they having autonomy in your country, exclusive right in your country. When they go in you and you have autonomy, like my husband was just saying, like Disney World have their own police, their own everything. If a crime happened in Disney World, they're not calling the local Florida police. They have their own. So it's like they're gonna have their own police station, their own everything in there. So it's a this is ridiculous. It makes no sense.
And if something happens in that proximity and the government doesn't like it, guess where they're going to have to try the case? In some place up in the U.S.
So they have exclusive right, autonomy in your own country. Who in the world would agree to bring in
But
anybody?
they said that they still have to abide by the laws of Nevis.
Catesia, that's a lie, because if you have autonomy, it's like these people are setting up their own little kingdom in Nevis. A separation. I have autonomy. Like I just did Disney World as an example. They have autonomy. Disney World control everything on their own. It's
Carla,
the same thing they're gonna do.
Carla, even if they don't seem to like the word autonomy, right? So let's take out the word autonomy. If you listen to Mark Brantley yesterday in his press conference, right? And also in his town hall meeting, you notice he kept putting emphasis on the word special. Special.
Well,
you know what
And
special
when you're
means?
special, you're separated because you're so special.
Okay. This is why the KC, and I'm not going to call his name, but this is why the KC said that their statements and the whatever is documented in there, whatever they went and passed in Parliament, he said it is too vague. This is a learned individual, aged and learned individual who said it is too vague. So you keep using the word special, but you don't want to use the word autonomy. I mean, come on.
In a nutshell, Quint, it's nothing but they're bringing segregation back in we country, and people don't stand for it. Because it's boldly in your face, like they want to throw it in your face. Why would you do that? Why would I want to let you come in my country and then you're going to segregate yourself and like the black people, we're just going to clean and do your work and come back out. You shut your gate behind us and we come back out.
But hear this, and this is the very dangerous part of the whole thing that people seem not to be getting. If you listen to Mark Brantley and his cabinet individuals yesterday, it seems to me, and again I'm going to use that word seems, because I don't want people to run away with the feeling that I'm saying these are profound, emphatic statements. It seems to me, by what they're suggesting, when these people go there, they're going to have their own water, their own electricity, their own whatever, and they're going to supply Nevis. Now, if you're gonna supply Nevis, then who is the Nevis people dependent to? The Nevis people will no longer be dependent upon you. Let's look at the Gaza. The Gaza is supplied electricity and water and certain other essential services by Israel. Guess what Israel does when they want them to suffer?
Shut it off.
Okay.
So Quint, in other words, they're going to be controlling us. We just going to have a master. I don't know, we got master.
And you're telling us that all of this is supposed to be good because you're saying they're going to put down this thing and they're going to put houses and that. What you're saying in essence, and I'm going to play a clip in During Voices where you actually hear Mark Brantley saying it is impossible when the person asks him who owns land in that area and says, why are there no roads? Why are there no electricity? And Mark Brantley says it is impossible to put those things there because the price is exorbitant. But here the price, he says around $40-something million. So you're telling me.
Government waste that money on a daily.
But that's what I'm saying. I am saying, so Mark, you're going to hear him, because I don't play things and no one can say I'm using any. You're going to hear him saying, it is impossible to do. And I'm thinking to myself, so it's impossible for you what the people elected you to do?
But look at it. It's impossible for him to do it, but it's not impossible for them to just come and do it.
And when they do it, then they really have autonomy now.
No, people wake up. It's not right. I'm gonna go let Burl talk.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm listening.
Yeah. Okay, Burl, you can finish your statement.
Okay, Quinn. Let me set it straight to the people who listen, right? This SSC law was not necessary for development in either Stinkers or Nevis. It's only to facilitate this destiny project and the players who's trying to stuff their pockets. Man, this stuff is unbelievable. All of the things that the government are responsible for putting in place for the people of Nevis, not just this government, previous governments, have failed those people over on that southeast side. They didn't put in the infrastructure
Look,
for the land
Burl, look at this. Way back, let's go back during the term of Kennedy Simmons. Kennedy Simmons had enough foresight. Say whatever you want to say about the man. The man had enough foresight to put roads in a place where there was no development. And I understand that they mocked him. They said he was building a road to nowhere. He was a road to nowhere man, the this and the that. Look at the development now. Because look at the potential. Look at the potential for it now. Look at the way how Nevisians can come and use that, with their different things and their comment to St. Kitts and you understand? So Mark Brantley, go ahead.
That's why the Prime Minister should be paying attention to what's going on in Nevis. What you just explained is that the reverse is happening in Nevis. The road did not go in Nevis to benefit the landowners. When that road to nowhere, what they call to nowhere, what is showing some significant development now on the peninsula. When that road went in St. Kitts, the landowners over there benefited. Their land values and stuff went up.
That's it.
So then, therefore, if anyone over there up there to sell at that time, they got the real value of their land over there.
And Burl,
it's not happening in Nevis.
And Burl, that is what the individual was asking him, because the individual owns land in that area, and Mark is saying to the individual, well, over there hasn't any development. What is over there? And the person you can hear them in the background saying, why is there no development? And Mark says, well, there's no road. And he said, why is there no road? And why is there no electricity? You understand? And then Mark goes on to say, because to build a road would be impossible. And I mean, come on.
No, it's not impossible. There was a lot of money that came over from Team Unity. They didn't prioritize. That road over there should have been one of the first things that they should have done when that 60 to 66 million per year was coming over to Nevis. The money, we don't know where the money went. The projects are stalled. We can't even get an additional one bedroom put on the top of the hospital for 8 years. So all of the things now that they're saying Destiny is going to get involved with on Nevis, it's as if like the local government in Nevis is going to be exempt from doing what they're supposed to do for the people.
And that is the point.
Put them there for.
And that is the point.
The people put them there for.
So it seems to me that the new way governments are going to move, it seems to me that the new way governments want to move, and it incorporates our federal government, is that they're going to just sit there and facilitate external individuals coming in and implementing the things that they should. Now, when they do that, it then means that they are beholden to those individuals, because you make sure that you just accommodate them. But there's another saying also. People say nothing good comes easy. That's one. The other saying is, if something looks too good to be true, be aware of it because it is too good to be true. But our leaders don't seem to be cognizant of these facts.
Let me, you're absolutely right, Quinn. Let me tell the people who are listening this, right? The 238 acres of land that the government had owned in that area is no longer. It was gone back to the bank in the land for debt swap. So one of the only lands that the government has in that area is Indian Castle. And Clint, you know what I draw from the press conference yesterday is that they want to get the lands between Long Point all the way up to Indian Castle. So that means that once they get to the closer end of Indian Castle, the far end of Indian Castle, the end closer to the river, that's the project will then extend from Long Point all the way up to the end of Indian Castle. Do people understand how much land that is of Nevis? That's what they are planning to do.
But Burl,
the premier travels to Burl,
have you seen?
Go ahead.
Burl, you've seen the video that the developers show of what they purport to develop, right?
Yes.
You see the massive area that incorporates?
Very massive. That is a massive chunk of land of Nevis. And from the conference again yesterday, Eric Evelyn says 1,700 acres already on the chopping block. They already got 17 acres in their mix. Once those transactions get completed, the transactions are not really completed yet. I think there's a down payment that's sitting in escrow account.
Burl, when you're making your statements, be very careful. Is it 1,700 or 17 acres? Because you at one point you said 1,700.
No, yes, okay, sorry, I misspoke there.
You have to be very careful when you're speaking.
No, I made a mistake.
Okay.
I got one up to my mistake.
Okay.
1,700 acres, right? 1,700 acres, correct?
I don't know. I'm listening to you. I just want you to be. I just
That's
want
what
you
he
to
said.
be clear.
That's what he said.
1,700 acres.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he said.
That's
Yeah.
1,700 acres, not 17
acres.
1,700 acres.
Okay. I just want you to be clear.
The initial goal is for them to get 2,400 acres. They already have 1,700 acres. I made my correction.
Okay.
That came straight from Eric Evelyn's mouth yesterday. And once they get the rest of that land they want, they are going to try to force this through the Nevis Assembly. Maybe by December, Mark will just come up with a statement and say this project is approved to go forward. They are not trying to listen to the people. The people have to keep pushing back. And I'm going to say this lastly. With all due respect to the Prime Minister, he has to get involved with this over on the Nevis side. He has to act like he's the Prime Minister of both islands. And I'm going to tell the country why I am asking the Prime Minister to get involved. Last night, the leader of the NRB stated in a program that they have written to the Attorney General's office challenging the constitutionality of that SSC law, and they're not and haven't got a reply from the Attorney General. And I'm going to ask the Prime Minister to, if that's correct, find out if there's a letter in the Attorney General's office from the leader of the NRB, and he should direct the Attorney General to answer that letter, because that letter is coming from our representative in Nevis. The Prime Minister got to act and got to do what he's supposed to do as Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis. And I hope Jam Down and the rest of the people are listening. Jam Down, where you at, man? Come in on that point that I just made. The Prime Minister needs to do what he is put there to do, to be Prime Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis, and not just for St. Kitts alone. And I'll leave it there today. Thanks a lot, man.
Okay. Let me go back to the phone lines. Hello, caller.
Thank you. And Stabler will end it this way. Are you hearing me, Quinn?
We're hearing you.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Listen, it's matter as it is right now. It's a matter of national security. And that's where the Prime Minister should come in and weigh his weight. Rather than to go with one-sided story. Remember, the people put you there to represent them. And if you do your job and your duty and put country above self, then you are not doing your job.
Hold a second. Hold a second there. Hello, caller. Hello, caller.
Yes, good morning, Potencia and Quinn. I'm right here. I'm right here. It's quite a while, Quinn, that the leader of NRP wrote that letter to the Attorney General and he's not answering. And it's his job. He should be answering. And the man leading government did the legal part about it. But all of them kept playing games, Lord. All of them playing games. The Prime Minister, Margaret, the Attorney General, all of them. They have a simple, but I want to call and think it's a Nevis people to bow to the march and the protest. Support the young men. And we are asking people from Nevis to get involved and let me make this a reality in the name of poor people. It's serious. It's very, very, very serious. The Attorney General, let me show you what's going on down Port Zante right now, Quinn. I met three young girls this morning at Port Zante about 8:30 waiting to get a job in a store. And you know when the Indian man tell her he wants Spanish, we have laws in the book saying that we at Port Zante, we should get at least 3 to 4 workers per store. 3 to 4 nationals don't mean Dominicans, St. Lucian, Guyanese, and Jamaican. They mean nationals of St. Kitts. And that is worrying. Our national security need to go home. The workers, the leader, the permanent secretary down at national security need to go home. This is a serious threat. Have a good morning. Well, we rallying. We ain't getting a plan. Have a good morning, Quinn and Potencio.
Thank you, Jam Down. You too.
Okay, caller, you may go ahead, and we're gonna at the bottom of the hour we're gonna have the agriculture individuals here.
Yes. And if I may add to Jam Down piece of version, okay? The national security is not doing its job because Nevis think it is responsible for national security over the Federation. And this is a federal and local matter. And the Prime Minister cannot sit there and watch this thing play out, else it will be a breach. And we cannot accept a breach, or else there are no use, and the people should rise up for a protest, using their placard, using their media to get them out of office before the maturity time. Call a new election immediately, because they are looking at us fighting the battle when they didn't have us involved, and we wake up hearing these things and we got to fend for ourselves.
Okay, wrap up because we have another caller waiting.
Well, last but not least, I'm asking the people of Nevis to repeal if there should be, and don't let this thing happen. Mark Brantley is not Nevis. Mark Brantley is just a man like me and you, but he's over his head, and that is unacceptable. I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Okay.
Right,
Caller, you may go ahead.
Good morning.
Good
Yes.
morning.
The Prime Minister is the final signature, yeah. I think we are attacking the in-between and the back line. No. We need to be attacking the goal line to score points. The Prime Minister, then he bring the bell. may understand the Mark Brantley thing. Mark Brantley is pushing Nevis. He is the leader in Nevis. The Nevisians and the Nevis end of this thing only come in the uproar side before, because the lands are private. In the same case, on the same project, anybody know where and what going on? We ain't paying attention because we focus on Mark.
Caller, this is where we as a people always falter, because you've heard us and you've heard us speak to both Mark and to the federal parliament. But here's where the divide and conquer comes, because rather than coming and making your statement, here's what you say. Why are you focusing on Mark? This whole thing started with Mark. Yes, we understand, as the caller just a while ago said, that this is a federal issue, and on the federal aspect, the government and the Attorney General, the two prior callers. So having heard that, why then are you then saying that we're not focusing on?
I disagree with you that it started with Mark. What I am saying is the Mark end erupted because the lands that they need to acquire are private lands. I am saying on the same bill, the SS whatever, the lands to be acquired in St. Kitts, we are not talking about, because the lands are federal lands. I am saying we should be asking a question, what about the lands in St. Kitts? Where are these lands allocated?
But we asked about that. But caller, again, I asked about that. I asked about that, and what I was told was that if you listen carefully and you follow this thing, what we hear is that when the bill was first proposed, there was supposed to be X amount of land on Nevis and X amount of land on St. Kitts. I was told that somewhere along the way, the land on St. Kitts that was estimated to be up for this thing, which was almost equivalent to what was happening on Nevis, they said they took that out of the bill. What I was told when I asked, and what others have said, is that the St. Kitts contingent has said they're not doing anything in terms of land on St. Kitts. They're looking to see how the part on Nevis plays out. That is what I was told. That is what I understood. So you're telling me that you hear otherwise.
My only truth is reality. My reality is not in the telling. My reality is in a bill that was passed in the federal parliament that only said what happens in Nevis, the Prime Minister is the final signature. The bill, the only thing the bill said is that the Prime Minister is the final signature on the Nevis thing.
Okay, we're going to have to caller. We're 1 minute into the agriculture time.
Let me say something else quickly.
Yes, quickly.
Which is most important. The entire region is at war. People may not realize what's happening. We are in a serious time. I am saying to the people, we need to start preparing. Prepare ourselves for what could possibly happen. Bombs are dropping, ships are getting blown out the sea, fishermen can't go fishing. What other food? If we look at the prediction, I'm saying to us, wake up. Take what's happening regionally, within the region, within our region, serious, and start to prepare. Prepare, sew up toilet paper, water.
Caller,
Marlies is coming to St. Kitts. Bless up.
Okay. We're going to take a bit of a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers. We don't just sell materials, we help you build your dreams. Whether it's a new home, a renovation, or a DIY project, we're here to make it happen. That's why we say, build with us. From foundation to finish, come to our stores where we have the best in building materials, hardware, tools, paints, expert advice, and more. Whatever you need, you can count on us. So if you're ready to get started, build with us. With Hostels Building and Nevis Centers, you're not just building a structure, you're building a future. Let us help you create something amazing. Dream with us, plan with us, grow with us, build with us. Come build with us at Hostels Building and Nevis Centers today. Build with us at Hostels.
If you need protection, you need one who you can trust. To secure your investment, you need one who'll do you just. TDC Insurance, you're the one that you can trust. TDC Insurance, you're always safe with us.
TDC Insurance is your go-to insurance company for all your insurance needs. We take pride in offering you the best solutions and ensuring our customers are fully satisfied. TDC Insurance, we take good care of you, guaranteeing you peace of mind.
You're always safe with us.
The Dragon gas field within the maritime borders.
We're back on Island Tea, and it is time for Farm Report, and we have our good farmer in the house. Troy, good morning. Welcome back to Farm Report. How are you doing today?
Hi, good morning. It's another Wednesday, another Farm Report. I'm pretty much okay.
Okay.
Yeah, happy to be in the studio once again. And I just like to send out, what's happening in Jamaica. It's touching.
Oh, yeah, we didn't even touch that this morning, yeah.
It's touching, and our sister organization, JAS, just send our praise to them.
Okay.
And so, that is touching, man. You're talking about banana trees, all of them flattened and everything, so I guess.
Well, banana trees, they can't take nothing. A little bit and they're gone down.
Lightweights.
But the lives are the problems, because we understand that there's been some loss of life.
Yeah. So. But back home, I just like to touch on certain issues that, as you were speaking, I listened to the program before, as I talk about the SSD, and it take me down the road that here are investors, the government already lining up to give them concessions, right? And here are the farmers who asking for concessions, and they see it fit. They say the nation need money, country need revenue. But them who could afford, they are dandling duty free in front of them. And we who are struggling, they're telling us that the nation need money. So you just to say where the priorities are with government. You go beyond this administration, so it's not just this administration alone, but you show the priority of government.
I agree with you, and I can't understand for the life of me, why is it that the governments don't seem to understand that their priority should be the very people who elected them to office? It baffles me.
Yeah, I was just speaking to a farmer who have a tractor, and he's saying that he's trying to get duty free, and he tires, and the other hoops that he got jumped to get the duty free for his tires. And so these are things that when you speak about food security and farmer who already have a machine, you're supposed to make sure keep him up. Don't you got to go through this kind of... I could tell you when you come on a duty free, maybe about to apply, it might take you a good time to go round and round before you reach back to you. And sometimes you might reach back to you might get denied, and maybe you get accepted.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might get the duty and not the VAT. Sometimes you get both the VAT and the duty. So you don't know. Yeah, and these is things that the consortium was speaking about, trying to make the concession similar to what the hoteliers and the people in the tourism industry are receiving. That is something that we were asking the government to take a look at. And then, to ask questions like that, they say that you're disruptive and so on and so on. And that's how they label us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I would like to also speak on the farmers who are demonstrating, because for some reason those farmers was labeled as opposition, right? And it really leave a bad taste that you're talking about real farmers, people who are struggling, and at the same time the government is saying the real farmers were inside while the opposition outside. And it's far from the truth, you know. The government, this administration, because the government don't change. Let me leave the government out there, the administration. The government is us, the people. That's how it should be. We should be the government. But this administration seems to take a stand against the farmers. I don't know why. It doesn't matter how much we come here and we say, it seems as if they already dismiss us. I don't know if they feel that maybe they could win an election without the farming community. But I want to believe that's the mindset of them. They just dismiss the farming community. And they now started to plant a seed of doubt in the general population mind that we are greedy. We just want to disrupt what the administration is doing. You hear them say, oh, we give this and we give that and we give the other. We're asking for inputs, right? We can't plant because we don't have seeds. We can't care for our plants because we don't have the chemicals. We're asking for these things. How could that be disruptive? Don't tell me that you give me 1,000 banana tree last year, so I should shut up. Can you give me 1,000 banana tree that had nothing to do with the seeds I got to plant for this planting season? That have nothing to do with the chemicals to treat them so that I could get something out of them when I plant them. Don't tell me that you bring in this amount of pineapples and you give out ground cover and you give out drip. I plant on the ground cover, so I must just wait until I harvest there who plant again. Because no more ground cover there. And the guy who is saying this is supposed to be a farmer. You understand? He's supposed to be a farmer.
So could you not bring in your own ground covering and your own items?
As I tell you already, you could try.
But no concessions.
It's a lot of red tape.
Oh, a lot of red tape. So, okay.
You hear about chemicals and say, it's just so easy to go and bring in chemical. You go to chemical board, you get approval, you got certain things set up.
I heard on two sessions ago when you had your colleague here who was saying that he had some chemicals tied up overseas because of the paperwork.
Yeah.
And so these are the things that are happening.
Yeah, it's a lot of red tape, a lot of hurdles you got to jump.
Yeah.
And we are saying, we went to the administration and said, approve chemicals. Let's make it easy. You already approved these chemicals. Let's make it easy for farmers to go and bring them in. You have seeds that you already approve. Let's try and make it simple then so that the farmers who can't wait for you to bring them in could bring them in because you already approved them. They say, no, it doesn't work that way. And so, if you mean you want an import license and you need a little tax on it, just complain out and say, you want the tax on it. And it don't make it things so difficult for us to do business. We are in the end of October, right? The planning season would have started from August, maybe late September. Let me see. Anyway, only August, September, around the time we start, right? And then we're going down to maybe April. So if you look at it now, we are almost deep into the season. And we're yet to have inputs. We ain't got nothing to go towards the planting season. And this is the cry that we keep saying.
And with all this rain that we are having, still not being able to plant.
We can't. And it's just like every week we come here and we singing one song, and that's why I believe they're dismissing us.
So why is your planting restricted to the department?
Because the department, they are the one who bring in most of the inputs that we use.
Yeah, because of things like you can't just, a farmer might say, I want X, Y, Z, but next thing there's a ban on that, or perhaps
Yes,
it has to be screened because they don't want certain diseases to and so forth and so forth.
That's
So
why I was talking about the approved
Yeah,
seeds.
yeah.
We already approved these seeds.
Yeah.
Make it easy so that I could go and just bring them in.
Yeah.
We approve chemical. Make it easy so that the farmer could get the chemical.
So you're not dependent on them.
Yeah.
So we don't have to.
Yeah, we have a caller.
Caller, good morning. You're live on.
Good morning, Quint again.
Yeah.
Morning.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jam Down. You're live
Good
on Farm
morning
Report.
again, Quint and Cotencio.
Morning.
Remember, we're in the farm report, so it's a farmer.
Troy, I want to ask you a
morning.
question. How often you all ask? Yeah, I know that. How often you all ask for duty free to the agriculture? Because I strongly feel, Quinn, that the farmers should be able to get that leeway to order in the stuff, and then the government, the agriculture department, when it reaches to custom, they endorse it. That is the way we should go.
Yeah, that would
and
be.
I have a problem. I really, really have a problem. I tell you, Quinn, we ain't digging dirt no more, We talking the truth for what is what. Have a good morning, Cotencio. My old friend tell me she love you bad.
Tell her hi for me.
Yeah, I want to believe that when farmers apply for duty free, they do get duty free. Because myself, I get duty free and a van that I brought in sometime early this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not the fact that you're not getting duty free, it's the hurdles that you have to go through.
The red tape.
You jump
And
these
the
hurdles
time it takes to go through that.
to get the thing. We just simplify things.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
we could make things easier. Let the farmer concentrate on farming. As Jam Don rightly said, or anything landed at the customs, we should be able to just go up there, maybe show a farmer's ID and get certain things without the hassle. These are things that you
Speaking of farmer's ID, have they been able to clear up that as yet? Because I have an old farmer's ID from way back. I wanted, when the minister was here, I would have liked to have asked him about this ID thing and how they could expedite, but he went down a different track and we didn't get to discuss.
I think that's the only ID that they just use that expire. I think they allow you to use it still, because it's quite a while.
You
now.
sure? I have a real old one,
You want to have on your photo?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're still gonna say, man, okay, let me see them take off your number, average, and so because I think you each farmer should be attached to a number.
Yeah, because that.
Yes.
I'm
So
glad.
save the number, I think because that's what I did, and I get you with it. And recently, you go up to the department and they give you a letter and say, well, okay, Quint is a farmer, so.
Oh, well, I'm
that's
glad
what
to.
they're doing now.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. So, and you see, Corten say he ain't bad talking them, He
I know.
when they're due, he give them their due, because he says when they ask for the duty free, they get it. It's just the red tape, and now he's saying they're trying to accommodate the ID. So he's not.
No, I never come here and bad talk,
No,
speak things as is. It's
that's
not
what
bad
I'm.
talking.
Yeah.
I know that.
But they look at it that we are lashing out at them because we are saying things that should be done that they are not doing.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, you look at let's take for instance the minister in the last town hall saying that the agriculture sector is growing so much that the budget can't keep up with the agriculture sector. When we know it's not true.
I was telling him when he came in, that's the last time I saw him on the mic at the town hall.
Okay.
Yeah,
But it's not true. It is not true, but yet you're going to say it. And then the thing is to put the general public against the farmers. That's what they're doing at this point in time. Because if you're going to say things that a farmer could easily say, no, the general public don't know. Because they are not the one who feeling the squeeze.
But the general public can know, though, if the general public wants to know if something is being done in farming, when you have your outing on a leisure, when you and your huzzy tends to go for a drive, go around the island and see how much farming you see being done. There was a time when you go around the island and you could see it. Now all you see is just grass and forest and.
But they will say that because still some people believe in what politicians say. There are some people still do that because politician. When I say politician, I'm going to say it clear so people could understand. Politicians say what people want to hear.
Yeah, that's true.
They are politicians. But a representative now will echo what the people are saying. And that's the difference, right? When most persons hear the politician, because they still believe when the politician says something is true, even though they know to themselves that politicians are liars, right? They still believe what they're saying is true. And when they say, oh, what the farmers are made nice for? We have this amount of increase in watermelon, this amount of increase in thing. Like, really? Well, who consume them? This is an increase. Well, who consume these things? And then you look at the import bill, it's still going up.
Yeah.
So you're increasing your production, you're pushing out more, but your import bill going up. Your population hasn't changed. And then I hear the minister say something about, the tourist thing is booming, so you want to send out the tourism, but then the tourist sector ain't reached the level that before COVID, still ain't reached there.
Yeah.
So how you going to come tell me that the tourist sector booming, so that's where the food going? That's what you're trying to get at. When you ain't reached the peak where it was before COVID, and the import bill wasn't where it is right now. So something ain't adding up. It's just not adding up. But he going to say it. And people going to believe what he say. And people ain't going to doubt the farmer. Because we are such a dirty people. We are dirty and we move things. So they say, well, take on them. He make a gesture to say that, like, he twisted. Yeah, like really? To bring the truth? You twisted? Because you're not saying what they want you to say? And it's sad.
But let me make this statement, and I want everyone to listen to me clearly when I make this statement, because I don't pick political sides. I really don't care one way or the other. What I want to see is individuals who are elected, who do things that benefit the people. So I'm going to say this.
Good evening, everyone.
I'm going to say this. If there is a change, I'm not saying there will be, but let's say hypothetically there's a change of government. I'm going to hold their feet to the fire, because I'm not going to want to be sitting down here and have farmers coming here and saying the same old, same old. Those of you who are right now in the opposition seat, people like from the PAM, people from the People's Labour Party, people from the factions on Nevis, whether it be I think it should be NRP, right? If you were to get into power, we don't want to be going through the same thing. You're hearing it now. These are the times when you should be listening to what the farmer is saying and making plans and ticking off. When we get in, this isn't going to happen, right? This young man is not going to be coming here and lamenting. We heard him, and we're going to make sure that this red tape and, yeah, go ahead, farmer.
But the conversations, as I said, the consortium started in Ron Collins' time, and that was in Team Unity time. The same conversation we're having.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
This conversation didn't start with this administration. And they were on the outside, listening in, supporting what we were saying. Right? So it not just starts. And if you go check, you go way beyond Team Unity, go back to the Labour before that. It's same behavior.
Yeah.
So I think when the government or the administration start to be administration of listeners and not lecturers, it'll be better. Listen to the people, hear what they are saying.
Yeah.
Don't come tell people what you think. they should want. Listen to what they are saying.
But what about what they know? Because even I agree with you. Listen to what the people are saying. But these individuals, they well know that agriculture is nowhere near where it should be. They know this. They know it. So if they know it, why do they continue to do what politicians do, as you stated before, and I agree with you, saying what the people want to hear? They know if we were going through what Jamaica is going through right now, right? And next thing you know, we have some days where you're going to have to be recuperating and get back things together and so forth and so forth. Where are we going to get certain foods from?
But you know, you got to go through anything. This season, as the season changes, the change of the climate. And so you go, you could hardly find anything on the ground.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't had no storm. But just a matter of change of the season. You ask people for bell pepper. They can't find none. Season pepper, this case. Carrots. And you go on and on.
Yams. Tanya.
Yam coming in now.
Dashin.
Yam is on the in.
Coming in, you say?
Yeah.
But I know just not too long ago I couldn't get it.
Yeah, but from September, October, people start to harvest yam now.
Yeah.
So you find a little local yam now.
Okay.
Right? Until when December and so it peak, you find more local yam.
Because what about sweet potato?
Sweet potato, it's on low, but it's still around.
Okay.
We still have local sweet potato. Right? But these are the things we don't need. What Jamaica, if one fraction of what Jamaica experience passing its way,
problems.
We outside for about 5 years.
That's what I'm saying.
We outside for, but it's to put the sector in a way that the sector could withstand and rebound easily.
Yeah, quickly.
And that's all we're asking for, to be a partner with the government, They don't know it all and we don't know it all. Where you're lacking, we could pick up. Where we are ignorant, you guide us.
Yeah.
It's simple.
Yeah.
Let's be partners.
Because the farmer who was here and he said that he had his chemicals tied up, he admitted that he didn't know the protocols of how to go through and do the paperwork and so forth, and they were depending on the agriculture faction to deal with that. So this is why they get tied up.
But now, in the same town hall meeting, you hear the Minister of Agriculture saying that they are going to privatize the inputs. I mean, first time people hear that. You're doing something and you don't say come to the sector, the stakeholders, and tell them, well, we experiencing some difficulty. Suppose a farmer had wanted to be an agent.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes, you will have to apply afterward.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
But this is why people say they do these things, because they already know who they're going to put in certain places. So.
But this top-down approach, if you come and you have conversation with the farmers and so, this is not the time when farmers was school dropouts, no? Doctor, lawyer, and everybody a farmer now. So maybe they think that this is the time when politician and me a farmer.
Yeah.
So you understand? So they gotta be careful. This is not the time when you don't got nothing to do, so you chuck your hand in the dirt. Them days gone, and stop treat farmers like that. You can imagine.
Can't believe we're messing with our breadbasket like that. Because, as Quint rightfully say, if nothing comes, if we had something like that with salt.
But you look at the priorities. Because when the government gonna invest $5.5 million in Tabasco, and you can't find money to buy seeds for the farmers, you can't find money to buy a little chemical for the farmers, not even packaging material. All of them used to had up there. You go up the department now, it's every single thing. Now they tell you out of stock, out of stock, out of stock. It's like a meditation now. You just go. You could just answer. You could ask the question and answer it. Do you have any caprid? Out of stock.
So out of stock is the chorus.
Yes, that's it. And
that should be a song for Juve.
And then you tell farmers they mustn't speak out. You speak out, you're ungrateful because you get some ground cover and you get some drip where water never run through. Imagine that. You give me drip with me not gonna run in water. How that gonna help me? And if I speak against that, I am grateful. Oh,
yeah.
Listen to what the farmers are saying and move towards addressing the things that affecting the sector, that preventing the growth of the sector. The sector to grow, you could boast and pound the chest and say, the sector grow under me as a leader.
Yeah.
You could do that. But your approach that you are taking right now won't lead you down that road. We warned you before, when you were giving out these inputs, we said, don't do that. If you do that, you'll have a problem down the road. You do it because of political thing, I guess, for politics. Because you could now come around and boast and say, you give out this amount of banana. Like, who asked you for banana tree? Nobody asked you. You take it up on yourself and you bring in banana, and we didn't ask you for banana.
Rather than having a chat with the farmers and saying, what do you want?
Exactly. Yeah. We tell you that we want a seat at the table so we could help make decisions that will affect us. That's what we ask you for. We ask you to bring the duty free up to thing with the tourist sector. That's what we ask you for. We're not asking a banana tree.
Okay, so Troy, being that you have a political background and you said this has been happening from previous administration, do you think they'll look at it?
We have a caller.
Okay, caller, go ahead. You're live on Farm Report.
Yes, grand rising to you guys. You know, I'm here listening, right? And I'm listening to the farmer there stating, you know, if you want to be partner with the government. But maybe we are missing something, you know. And for me, I have to look at the system that controls everything. We know today we are prohibited to feed ourselves because we are importing our food. Now, yes, we should look to get towards feeding ourselves, but the system wouldn't allow us to do it. For the farmer there, as I listen to him, I am seeing beyond what he's saying because our politicians, in as much as they are not taking agriculture serious, they are getting orders from outside. Guys, this is not no conspiracy theory right now. This is facts. Because right now, in order for us to grow organic food, we can be sanctioned to grow organic food. It is happening by the system that controls everything. I mean, we need to ask hard questions to our politicians. And note, guys, I'm using the word politicians deliberately because we are not being led. They are going along to get along. And everything is skewed against us, guys. Everything is skewed against us. Outside influence are controlling and manipulate everything that we're supposed to do internally on our own. The system is not going to allow us. In Africa today, in certain places like Ghana, Kenya, South Africa, farmers are prohibited to grow organic food. And they're telling our farmers in Africa, if you grow, they're going to take you to court. Now, this is what we're up against. What gives these people the right to tell us that we're supposed to grow our food,
okay,
wait. For meat?
Johnny, the farmer seems he wants to say something.
Yeah, listening to him, let's take a look at the tourist sector, right? $100 and something million was spent to buy a new cruise ship pier, right? Because they say that they want bigger ships and more ships. So let's take a look at Guyana. Where Guyana put money into their agriculture because they say they want to feed themselves. So it's all about a political will. How could you, at the end of your 5 years, come back to these very same people who you are working against to ask them to give you a chance? Because you're supposed to look after the people who put you there first.
Yeah.
That means who you're supposed, not no overseas power and so no. If you are having problem overseas, let your people know that you are having problem with these agencies overseas. Come to your people and tell them. Don't let us speculate and think that something will happen where maybe might not be happening, maybe just a scapegoat for you not doing the work that you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Johnny,
Well, let me say this. Now, point taken. But what we don't know is when our leaders meet with these people, we don't know what have been accepted, and we don't know what they took. I'm referring to our politicians. And, it is there for us to speculate, and we will always speculate because nobody's going to come to us and tell us the truth. So we have to speculate. But apart from speculating, we have to talk about what we know. We know it's an agenda. I mean, look at what we are importing. We're importing seeds, fruits, and food that don't even have seeds in them. That in itself is an agenda because, as the book says, the Creator gave us seed-bearing fruits, herbs for meat. But today, we are eating food that are detriment to our immune system. And this is serious because when I stop and look, I go to the market and I ask a particular vendor in the market, what happened to that big fruit, what it's called? Mansiport. Now, we can eat mansiport for breakfast, but the farmers, the vendor in the market told me that mansiport, right now, the monkeys are taking all the mansiport before they even come to.
Yeah, that is true.
What happened to our local papayas? I bought a huge papaya the other day, no seeds in it. And before it can ever come to ripe, it starts to rotten. What is going on here? What is happening to our fruits? We used to have soursop when we weren't even paying attention to soursop. The same for papaya. And all of our foods, our locusts, our stinking toe, what becomes of these foods?
Okay, Johnny, I want you to wrap up because we're 5 minutes over time now.
Okay, Quint. I'll call back in during
Voices? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Farmer, you can also wrap up.
Yeah, we were asking a question before?
I was saying the fact that you are, or you have a background in politics, and then you said the previous administration didn't work too well, and this one isn't working too well. If you get the chance to come in, how would you ensure that you do better than they are doing now?
As a start, you got to start to listen to the people. You got to give the people a voice. Mm-hmm. You got to give them a buy-in. This top-down approach. That's all been happening, the top-down approach. Mm-hmm. You have to start with the people, believe in the people, let the people lead. Mm-hmm. It's their livelihood, Mm-hmm. Give them a chance to lead. At least have some confidence in them. Mm-hmm. Not a top-down approach. Mm-hmm. You want to be a lecturer to farmers. You say, no, what's going on? I give you see, I tell you that a man's report, I mean, look, it's actually guava. You want to come lecture to me?
Well, how can they mix up a man's report?
I just show you how far off they are. That's okay. Another farm report. It's amazing how time display when you're having fun.
Yeah.
But anyway, to all the farmers out there, this is the planting season. Let's try our best and do as much as we could because we know that this is the time we're going to make something for ourselves. Mm-hmm. Let me put in as much as we could in spite of the challenges. Let's, as we just say, go in and bear it and move on. Yeah. Right? And to the Minister of Agriculture, we're still here waiting on you when you're ready. It all is.
All right. So thank you as usual, Troy, for another informative farm report. I pray that something breaks and it works out for you ladies and gentlemen in the consortium and all other farmers around the Federation. Okay. To the folks listening, thank you. Have a great hump day and see you tomorrow.
WINN is 98.9. 98.9 is Win FM.